You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed are of the host and not of Lady J Media. Thank you and enjoy the show. Dreamed and we played till the street lights came on. She told her brother to come on. Some of their friends laughed because at curfew they stayed out past. We played games like freeze tag and hide and go seek. Your grandmother was sweet, there was always something to eat. Back when we said, yo, beef squash, man, I thought that was deep. To squash a beef and see them in the street with no repercussion, what's the malfunction? Now they kill for nothing. Back in the day when the summer was long, we stayed in the streets all night long. Without a care in the world, back then you wrote a letter like a girl. Hey, I'm like you, do you like me too? All right, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. Today is June 23rd, 2021. I hope everyone is having a good Wednesday. It's one of my favorite days of the week to do Spitfire Poetry every other Wednesday. So, without further ado, we have two wonderful guests on tonight. My sister Keana Roy over here in the top left, and then we have Mr. Desmond Guy. How you guys doing this evening?
I'm well. Oh, as I always usually say, I'm magnanimous.
How about you, Keana? How you doing?
I'm cool. I'm cool. I feel
good. Good. Well, it's a pleasure to have both of y'all on here. See, Keana, you've been on here once before. I believe this is Desmond's first time, but I appreciate both of you guys for coming on. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna let the young lady go first. We'll have Keana spit a poem for us. Any type of poetry you want to spit, any wordplay you want to use is fine. Not an issue. So whenever you're ready, sis, we're gonna just go right on in.
All right. I'm gonna start with something I just wrote. I just wrote this not too long ago. Like, it's the newest poem.
Okay.
You got a title for it? No title.
Yeah, it's called Forgiveness. I always battle with forgiveness, y'all. Like I be mad about having to forgive stuff, and just me just expressing myself. So I don't take everything so literal, but it's just me expressing myself about how I feel about it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's called Forgiveness. So they said forgiveness is for me, and it's supposed to set me free, but something about it just don't sit right with me. The price to me just seems unreasonable. Like once I forgive, I'm just supposed to move on. But like how when the damage has already been done? And I need my revenge. I don't care how I come back. It's too late. I'm already locked and loaded. Angry enough to just explode and no, I can't just get over it. Call me bitter, call me petty. I don't care. I'm just not ready, I guess. Trying not to let the shit get to me, but I keep waking up out my sleep. Too many things get killed in my dreams. I done missed too many sleep already. Missed too much sleep already. My brain just unsteady. I'm trying to turn my enemies into pet peeves. Instead, I just keep wanting to load up my clip and let this chopper squeeze, and I can't turn the other cheek. My face just won't let me. Sounds too much like accept the disrespect for me. And I just ain't cut like that. So forgive and forget. Sounds like forgive and regret. Now I just need to let go, let God. But let go is the part I find real hard. Like I can't let go because I'm still busy bandaging my scars. I can't let God because I'm still mad. Like I'm mad like that day. Like I'm too mad to pray because I'm afraid of what I might say. Mad because the pain never went away. Mad because I stayed. Mad because I left. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at her. Mad at love. I'm doming this blunt hit after hit. And at this point, I just need a shot of Henny. I'm just fucking pissed. And I'm supposed to take all this and turn it into forgiveness. Fuck it. I quit. That's it, yo.
Okay. It's like that, huh? Okay. Wow. You know, I really like that because I feel the same exact way sometimes. I must say.
I
That
had to
is
put a little
interesting.
comedy in it, like, cause I be mad.
But that's I mean that's dead on point. Sometimes I hate to I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I hate to apologize even at 46 years old. Sometimes I really do. Especially when sometimes when I feel like I'm in the right and I just gotta suck it up, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I really like that. I really did. Desmond, what'd you think about that? Huh?
I said, well, she's really angry at that moment. I feel like, well, not so much now because I don't really get really mad, but I feel like I can relate. I used to can really relate to that. I used to stay angry, so I feel like I can relate to when you're saying it's hard for you to forgive. I was like that for a long time, very
Yeah,
long time. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I like some of the imagery in it. I like the chopper part. Load up the chopper.
definitely.
The
Yeah.
gumbo ready.
Um, I don't, but you know, you lost me when you down in the blunt. You need more. Like once I get high, I can't be mad at nothing. I don't know. Like that's pretty mad. That's pretty mad. If you smoke,
When you mad and can't get high because you just that mad, like that's mad. Yeah.
Yeah, you really upset.
Yeah, like
Really.
yeah. Like I haven't been that mad in years. I don't think I've ever been that
Me either. I
mad.
don't know.
I just won't get high. I just won't get high.
That's why I needed a shot of Henny at that point. Like, just give me a shot of Henny at this point. Like,
But I mean I liked it. I can't say I don't like it. I don't. I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. Definitely. All right, Mr. Desmond Guy, man. I don't even I think I may have heard you once. That's it. You
Okay.
know, I met Desmond at my sister
Grace,
Grace's
oh, it's for dinner.
Poets for Dinner. Shout out to Grace Gibbons. I met Desmond there and had a conversation with him, and I've just been like, damn, I gotta get that brother on the show ever since I first met you, man. Definitely. Shout out to your wife too. My wife has been asking and talking about your wife ever since that expo. Shout out to your wife and you for coming out to that expo too. I appreciate you guys.
I read your book.
Thank you, man. Thank
I
you.
read it. I read it in its entirety.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You was pretty transparent in it. You was pretty transparent in it.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
I definitely tried. That was a healing mechanism for me right there. That helped
Yeah.
heal.
I definitely understand that. I can relate to that. I think that's why I probably started performing poetry. I didn't call it that at the time, but now that you said that, that's probably why I perform poetry. I guess a form of healing or a form of letting go. Yeah, let's say that. Letting go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, without further ado, Desmond, I can't wait to hear some words from you, bro. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So first, let me say thank you for having me on your show. It's a privilege and an honor. I appreciate that. I didn't say hello, but hello, sister. How you doing? I was rude. I didn't say hello, but how you feeling? Nice poem. So a wife says to her husband, I think it's time that you accept that you was a great man. A husband looks at his wife painstakingly and responds, but what if I never thought a great man looked like me? Mm-hmm. 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 All I ever wanted to be was free. Mm-hmm. 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 Astroplaning through this hell, trying to raise a family in this hood, but I thought there was only two to a cell. Niggas out here claiming that they deep, but they more phony than a wolf clothed as a sheep. Praying to God, but only after they hear Lucifer speak. But Satan ain't never killed nobody, but his talk sure is sweet. Righteousness is what we seek, but man, pussy sure is sweet. Niggas out here claiming to be Muslims, so they abstain from the pork. They should be claiming to be Orthodox Jews, and that way it'd be less beef on the fork. Beef on the streets means a lot of fathers and sons, they don't make it home. And beef in the workplace means these sexist bigots make it hard for mothers and daughters to hold their own. God bless the child that hold their own, but that don't mean they should be left alone or fend for self. The lack of guidance is truly felt. Niggas would rather be thug martyrs than to be good fathers. His sisters stay running the streets because they want to be desired, loved, and free. But hindsight is a bitch after child number 3. You lie with the wolves, You get their fleas, but if you fly with the angels, you get their glee. And all I ever wanted to do was be me. And all I ever wanted to be was free. Mm-hmm. 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 All I ever wanted to be was free. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm a spiritual motherfucker wrapped in this earthly prison. And while I can't get back the time, I give back the wisdom. I piss, I shit, I sin like every other man, woman, and child. And no, I ain't biased. It's just that we all gonna walk Elysium's green miles. When you get older, shit don't get easier. It just get real. With every death, life gets a bit dearer. With every breath, the reaper draws nearer. It's the great sleep. I can feel her. I was once called a sage or divine, a motherfucking prophet. Umi said I would speak to millions of men. The way my life is trending, it's safe to say I'm way past begin. I'm trying to feed my family and love my wife, you know, my slice of heaven in this heathen's paradise. Family and friends disappearing like when Thanos won the war. So I give my zagats to the less fortunate. I don't think of them as poor. They say fortune favors the bold, but not all of the world's gold could purpose a soul. Work and belief are the tools of the 49ers of goals. All my life I tried to fit in, but I vibrate different, and they know. They said I float instead of walk, but they call me slow. Truth be told, they envy me on the low. They mad that I don't sway in the midst of the big bad wolf's blow. They mad to the beat of my own drum. I flow, introspection pro. And all I ever wanted to do was be free. And all I ever wanted to do was be me. Mm-hmm. 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 All I ever wanted to do was be me. Mm-hmm. 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 That's it.
Damn. Desmond, wow, I like that, brother. I like that. You know, damn, I've never heard anybody come as close as to how I feel. Like the shit that you just said, bro. Like, damn, the shit that you just said, I felt all of that. You know what I mean? Especially as a black man, being a husband and a father. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff that you say, like just trying to, I mean, we're just trying to live. We live and raise our children in a place that's not forgiving for anybody. It's just I can't even imagine what the children are living with right now compared to how we all grew up. You know what I mean? Versus some of the things that they have to deal with on the regular now. But I've never heard anybody of a gentleman really capture exactly how the fuck I feel. Like that's really crazy, man. It really is. I like that. That was, what do you call that? What's the name of that?
I don't name shit. I just do it, man. I wish that I could come up with names, brother. I don't name them. I just perform. So you more welcome to name it. I whatever you want to name it. That's fine with me.
I hear. What is writing poetry do for you, Desmond?
Helps me realize that I'm not fucking crazy. That's what it does to me.
Right.
That's what it initially started. Now it's I'm just amazed that I can do it, to be honest with you. I wrote my first poem when I was probably like 30 years old. And the first poem I wrote, it was trying to get back with an ex-girlfriend, and then she wrote it and she said it was elementary. So I didn't write for like another year. Mm-hmm. And I never could rap. I always wanted to be able to rap. And I've always loved words. And then one day I got to reading this book called Post-Traumatic Slave Disorder. And I was listening to Common's Find It Forever. And my mind just cracked. And next thing I know, I could just write poetry. Like I wished I could tell you something more than that, but that's how it was. I didn't practice anything. I just could write.
I hear you.
And
It's
that's how.
definitely a form of poetry. Is definitely a form of therapy for me. You know
Yes.
what I mean, that's
Yes.
how I heal myself.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Definitely how I heal myself. Keana, what you think about that, sis?
I want the bad stuff first.
I don't have nothing bad. I like
Damn it. You always got to give me the bad stuff first, man. That's how I get better.
I don't think it's nothing bad. I think it's real. It's some OG shit, like real shit. Like I think how you talk like an OG, like you've been here for a minute, and you could really teach somebody something.
You, I don't really
And
want no
I
crown
just
on my head. You know that, right? I don't really want a crown here today. I will, but I don't really want a crown here today.
Hey man, if the emotions go, that's gonna be.
that's how it
You know
is,
what I
you
mean?
know. I cried on here
I
before.
definitely feel what she's saying. No, but I feel Kiana. He definitely you could feel and see
Yeah,
the wisdom.
yeah.
You
I
know what
would
I
sit
mean?
and talk to him just about street shit, just all day. I would sit and talk because I feel like I know he knows something.
Well, allow me to say that I've never done street shit. I've never sold any drugs or did any of the gangbangers. I would like to say I knew of a few of them, or I was around a few of them, but I never done it. I was too fucking petrified to do it, to be honest with you. And outside of that, I didn't want my mother to. What would my mother think of me if she caught me in jail or something like that? That was my biggest fear. Like I don't want to disappoint my mother. Like she works really hard to keep us off the streets and then get caught in prison or some shit like that. What's she gonna think? I think I was scared of what she was doing and letting her down more. I was actually scared of getting caught, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I understand that definitely. I definitely understand that. But I
But I
mean,
think that's
I felt that when I first met you though. That you, I could feel like you. I mean, I know
It's
you
that
got some
wisdom.
experience. I could just feel it. You know what I mean? It was just radiant bouncing off you.
and just allow me to say thank you for saying that, man. I'm honored when anybody listens to me, to be honest with you. So thank you for that, sister. Thank you for that, brother.
Absolutely. Well, let's keep the ball rolling, Keana. What you got next?
Um. Oh, all right. I'll do this one. I ain't never do this one. I could do this. All right. This is called "Trust Me." He said. This is back with my little, angry ex writing. I kind of write to get all my stuff out my chest. Yeah, like I gotta get it off my chest. What do you say? I can't hear what he said.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Desmond. What you say?
I wanted to ask you what Keana, what made you start wanting to write poetry? What got you start write poetry?
Um, Funny story. I actually started writing in the first grade. They did a poetry contest and they made us all do a clause in Maya Angelou, "Phenomenal Woman," and I won an
Oh,
award for that. The way I performed that poem. And from then I had to write my own poem and perform it
mhm.
at like this big stage. And um I still remember the little it's real elementary, but it's like that was what started me to
That's all
write.
right. That's all right.
I realized it felt good. Like it felt good to get it off my chest. And I was like, I gotta keep doing this.
Yeah, man, I love the stage. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry, I didn't want to. I just was curious. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. Um so all right, I'm ready. It's called "Trust Me," he said. When he asked me, do I still want to be with him? My response is always no, because I find it quite patronizing to suggest that I should go. After all the damage done, the question only lets me know I probably should have left a long time ago. He really only acts just to feed his own ego. Like if trust is such a good thing and everyone deserves it, then why do I cringe at the very thought of the word? Like if trust is something people needed, then I know now and I understand why I never succeeded. I pushed him away because he gave me every reason not to stay. Trust me, he said, nope, not this time. I'll just trust me instead. Because, see, when I showed him love, he just showed her more. And this kind of competition is more than I bargained for. He said, trust me, I've changed. Baby, this time it won't be the same. And again, I became chained. And again, he remained the same. Trust me, he said, through the pain, I still loved him. I guess just trying to understand how the loving hands that held me are the same to choke me to sleep. And I was just in so deep, forgetting who I was born to be. neglecting all my roots, all my ancestry. I am ocean. I am queen. I am goddess Nefertiti, fearless in the eyes of trouble. Trouble. Never give up. Never run. And a warrior woman is who you and your daughters shall become. So I'm embarrassed and ashamed that I let the sunlight be drained. So darkness is what I become. And I'm searching for light. I can't see though. So I ask myself, is it really worth it, Key? Settling for a man who is constantly unfaithful? Is his love really worth letting him punch you in the face for it? I'm just trying to figure out, like, is the gray in me would let you feel free, or is it because I allow it that gives you the power? So while my loyalty remained unwavered, it was never ever favored. Because see, when I showed him love, he just showed her more. And this kind of competition was more than I bargained for. That's it.
Wow, wow, wow. Keana, you always got some heartfelt stuff that just is straight. That's straight shot. You know what I mean? I already know what that poetry helps you to heal. But when you read over, I think I asked you this before. When you read over your stuff, what is the feeling that you get when you look over something that you maybe have written a year ago or 2 years ago?
Um, I reflect. At first, it used to make me angry, right? But now, because of this platform, because of me being able to expose how I feel, and it being okay to have felt those feelings or have been through that and not be looked at as like a victim or look as they I come out on top. I look like the winner. I look like the champion, and I now look at those poems like that because I remember where I was when I wrote this, and I'm nowhere like that. I'm nobody like that. I don't. That girl long gone. So I'm excited to read it and look at it now because I know better.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about listening to you recite your poetry because I can see, you know what I mean, you lifting stuff off of you. I really can, especially the first time you was on the show. I could see that whatever demons, whatever things that we all struggle with. I think I think that we are special to be able to put those words down and heal ourselves and in turn heal other people as well from just listening to it, because we all go through so much different things in our life. And, a poem that one of us could say, a word in it that we say can resonate or relate to somebody else and can just help them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, you've always been just so real with your poetry, though. It's just,
I'm kind of like that in real life. I talk like that.
But that's the cool thing about it, though.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
really cool thing about it. Like a lot of times, I feel like people get on stage and then you get off stage, they're two different people.
Exactly.
At least that's how I'm not saying that's what they are. I'm saying that's how I feel about it.
mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say fake, but that's pseudo fake. Can I say pseudo? Can I say
I
that?
understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. And I never forget, like, me and my brother was talking one time, and he was talking about poetry, and he said he just enjoyed my poetry sometimes, not because I was brother, because he said, like, I hear you talk about poetry, but that's like how you are. So I appreciate that. I'm sorry that I would love to say that I'm sorry that you had to go through something like that, but you going through that made you who you are today. So, like, if you change that, you change who you are now.
absolutely.
That's the way I see it. So I don't have to live with regret. That's just the way I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Helps keep my sanity.
That's right. If it don't break you, it make you strong.
Make you stronger. Well, I think it should. Well, I think it should. Definitely should make you wiser.
Definitely.
Absolutely. All right, Desmond, we're gonna let you get another turn.
Okay. Okay. So I have this thing. I never could sing, but I like to sing-alongs. So I have this thing that I say, such is life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a call and response. So I'd love if y'all participate. But if y'all not, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right. What you did as a dick.
So when I say everybody say such, all y'all gotta say such. Everybody say is. So we're gonna try. You ready? Everybody say such.
Such.
Come on, everybody say such.
Such.
Everybody say is.
Is. You say is?
Okay, y'all killing me right now.
And it is.
Okay, let me do this more. It's okay.
And it is. All right, I play too much.
It's all good. It's all good. It took me years to get that. It's okay. The seekers of hope try to sway the dealers of dope with scriptures and quotes. And the customers use the hopelessness they just bought as their daily ways to cope with everyday life in a world that bathes in devilish soap. The wind blows the words that Jesus spoke, filling our minds and our throats with knowledge that the common folk would only think is worthy of the ears of the Pope. Angels that have fallen to the ground with trench coats to cover the scars left by their God-given wings that have perished in the smoke because the temptation to sin was too great of a poke. Within us all reside the footnotes from the good book that the Most High wrote. So all you got to do is put God first. It doesn't mean that you have to go to a mosque or attend a church. It just means you have to believe that you came from the dirt and salvation is what you thirst. And being born to sin ain't some kind of curse. It just means that the path to righteousness requires work. But life is hard even when you have faith in God. And the devil is a lie whose only ambition is to see the world burn in the fire. Scriptures gives man something to which he can aspire and paint pictures so that he can be inspired to believe in a purpose that is higher. Retired are his morals of the admired because his appetite for lust is dire, hence the king of the underworld he subconsciously calls sire. Man can be greater than himself if he submits to the Most High and allows his earthly vices to die. But real is the struggle between God's muscles and Satan's hustles. Struggle many of us do when the ego starts to grumble, causing the flesh and the consciousness to rumble in morality's jungle. Struggle many of us will if we cannot see that our blessings come in daily bundles and our righteousness crumbles when we choose not to be humble. So let us pray. Thank you, Lord, for giving me life. And thank you, Lord, for being a guiding light. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of sight to see the wolves amongst the sheep, the angels and the demons keep. Thank you, Lord, for not turning your back, although I constantly partake in sinful acts. But most of all, I'd like to thank you, Lord, for just believing in me. Because there are times, even I have given up on me. Such is life.
Man, brother, that's deep, Desmond, man.
Thank you, brother.
Right there.
Thank you.
Wow. That sounds almost like a prayer too, a little bit.
Right, I was going to say it's a prayer.
It almost sounds like a prayer, yeah.
Well, I'm not really a praying person. But I appreciate it. Huh?
Could have fooled me.
No, I'm not
like
really.
a good prayer to me. I feel like it's going to reach.
So to say that I don't believe in something that's greater than what we see would be a lie, but I don't believe in like I was taught to us. A lot of it just don't make any sense to me, to be honest with you. And I just, over the last 10 years of my life, I got to a place where I could say that and not feel like I'm gonna get struck by lightning or something bad gonna happen. So I guess if you could consider meditation praying, then I definitely pray. But to see it pray the way some people pray, can't say I've never done it. I used to do it, but when I gave up the concept of how people were taught God, I think I got more spiritual, if that makes sense.
You said you got more spiritual?
Yeah, I feel like it made more sense. Okay, so when I gave up the concept of hell and how it was taught and what was pushed at, I slept better because for a long time I didn't sleep really well. Thinking about you burn to hell, you can burn to hell. And when I had to really think about it, like if my body's gone, how the hell am I burning in hell? That don't even make no damn sense. So
we got Jamel Jordan said both you. Yeah,
tell him I said thank you.
Oh, he can hear you. He watching.
Well, thank you, brother. We appreciate that.
He's watching.
Cause there's some scary shit when you performing. You just need to know. That's some
It really
scary
is. It
shit.
make you nervous.
Nervous. You know, I always like it. People be like, I don't care what people think. I say, yo, stand up in front of a few people and talk. You see,
You talk.
you'll start worrying about what people think about you real fast.
You'll fall over them words real fast.
Right. You know, it was this one part I can't remember. He said, you know, it's easier to hide in front of a crowd of 50 people than it is of 5 people. I thought it was the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard. But it makes so much damn sense. Like when there's a lot of people out there, you can kind of get lost and they really won't pay your attention. But when it's like 5 people, they all looking at you.
Yeah, everybody zoomed in, right?
Right. Like they not distracted. Like they won't get distracted. Like it's you.
When you perform, Desmond, would you rather perform in like intimate settings like that where it's a few people, or something that's a lot bigger?
I prefer a lot more people. I as much as I like people to look at me, I don't like when 4 or 5 people look at me. It's too intense.
Yeah.
Too intense for me, to be honest with you. I've struggled with that since I've started performing. I remember the first time I ever performed, I couldn't get 3 words out my damn mouth. Shaking, nervous, fumbling over words. Man, it was the worst, man. It was the worst. It was the worst.
Yeah, I definitely been there for real. Definitely. Keana, have you done any performing, Keana?
No, I was gonna say I never actually performed like live in front of people. No, no, I get too nervous. I hate public speaking. It's like, I mean, it's different here because I know John, and so it just seems comfortable because it's like it's somebody I know, but it's not as nerve wracking as standing in front of people. But I would prefer a intimate set, and I would prefer like a small crowd because I'm already nervous enough. Like I can't even like perform in front of my family without being nervous.
You gotta try it. I mean, I still get nervous. I mean, so I'm at a stage now where I could say, and I never thought I've been probably performing for close to 10 years. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, close to 10 years, and I still get fucking nervous. Like every fucking night, especially when it's something new or something. Even if I practiced it 400 times, but I've never practiced it in somebody, I still get nervous. Like I still get nervous. Then like after I'm up there, and I get the mess up out the way or whatever, it's whatever.
Yeah, it feels good once you get it out.
For me, I've been scared of a lot of things in my life for a long time, so I just don't like to be scared. I mean, no, let me rephrase that, because I'm always gonna be scared of things. I get scared, but I want to do it any damn way.
I get nervous at times when I perform. Mainly if I'm like, I used to do some shows with my wife where she would sing and I would do poetry and like in the beginning or the end of the song. And one time I'm reciting a poem and we're in front of these people, and the ending part I just totally forgot.
Yeah.
And as I'm getting to it, I'm like, oh shit, you don't know what you're about to say after these next few words. You don't even know the rest of it. And just instantly I said something like, your love is like it's like bacon. I said your love is like grits on a Sunday morning with bacon in it. And the whole crowd just bust out laughing and like this, like they received it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was in my mind, I was like, yes, I saved myself. I just threw something out there. I had no idea what I was getting ready to say. I knew when you say the same poem over and over, I knew what I was saying, but I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting to the end. I don't know what I said at the end. And I just said that, like, baby, your love is like grits on Sunday morning with chopped up bacon.
I like that. So I've been at a few venues throughout the time I've been performing. They don't know you mess up, and they don't know if they don't know.
Right.
Like, they don't know.
Right. And that's the thing. They had no idea. They really thought that was part of it.
If you forget a whole part of the poem, if you don't say nothing, they won't know.
Right.
I don't know how y'all remember the poems. How y'all do that?
All right. So for me, I used to just practice them over and over again. Right. So do you remember songs?
Right.
How do you remember songs? So what I do from now on, instead of creating more time, I don't work on the remember songs anymore. If I can remember a song, then I can practice my poem. Right. And it's trigger words for me. Like just remember a word that kind of rhymes within that stanza. I think I'm using the right terminology. Well, just to say you got part of the poem, just remember certain words and then it'll come to you, like a word that comes to you. And at least that's it works for me.
You kind of know the sentence and you know how you want to.
Right. So like when I say "Seekers of Hope," Hope is my trigger word. So hope, then I know dope coming. So all right, then I know that next line.
Right. Okay.
That's what try it. That's what helps me. So I just all that time I used to remember songs. I don't remember songs. Every time I feel like I want to listen to a song over, I would just start practicing my poetry. It was nerve-wracking because when I first used to do it, I used to have a book, and my brother says to me one day, he said, "You want to get better?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You got to lose the book." I said, "Yo, I'm already down up there. I'm up there like 30 seconds." He said, "You got to use the book. You got to make them longer."
Yeah, I got short poems.
So when I started, my poems were short like that, 15, 20, 30 seconds, right? Then I got to a point where I can legit, well, when you feature sometimes, if you get the level of that, they give you like 20 minutes, right? I legit got this one poem where I'm up there for like 7 minutes. I never thought I would get to do that.
Wow, you remember 7 minutes of a poem.
So I'm saying that to say to you, if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to get past the part that you're gonna fuck up. Because you're gonna do it.
Because you're gonna fuck up.
You just get, and it's gonna hurt. But I promise you, it's not gonna hurt as bad. If the way it feels in here, it's not gonna feel as bad. I promise you it won't. I promise you it won't.
Right.
And the more you recite it, the more you're gonna get it. I used to just walk around, whichever one that I'm trying to memorize at that time, I would write it down, just keep it in my pocket or in my phone, just look at it all damn day. You know what I mean? Whenever chance I get, I would just recite it over and over. I used to drive my wife and children crazy because I'd just go over and over and over. You know what I mean?
I would get videos and just watch myself. Watch myself. And I remember I had the privilege of getting to go to a book signing that Sister Soldier was in. And I asked her how she dealt with public speaking in so many words. She said, well, if you believe it, then if you believe in it, then that's what it is, pretty much. You shouldn't have a problem with saying it if that's what you believe in. And that's just always stuck with me. So if you believe right. So if you believe in what you write, you know what that, you know it. No, you feel like, your poem about your pain, you know that, right? You feel that. And you ain't have to worry about messing it up because that's gonna come out. That's definitely gonna come out, right? And I feel, in my personal opinion, however you feel it should come out. I'm not really the poetry cadence person. Whenever I hear somebody doing the poetry cadence, it breaks my heart because I think people think that's what poetry is. And like for me personally, it's just like however you feel about it. Doesn't mean good or bad. That's just what you are. When I used to host, I used to tell people, I can't tell you what your soul look like. I can only tell you how long I'm gonna look at it. I can't tell you what it look like, but that's it. Done. I'm not looking at that no more. But I think if you work up the nerve, you should try it. I feel like you'd fall in love with it. Like I like the stage.
I'm gonna try it, but I have a problem with listening to my own poetry because I hate my voice.
You hate your voice.
Yeah, it's deep. It's like too much volume in it, so I can't listen to it after the fact.
You can't or won't.
I mean, well, I don't listen to it. Right. I could, but it's cringy.
Oh, so I would love to say that I feel you. I didn't like listening to my voice, but you want to get better, right?
I do.
Right. So suck it the fuck up.
I like that. Yeah, don't sugarcoat those shit. Just
right, I mean, I feel you. Like I really feel you. Like I didn't like to do that either, but like that's the only way you get better.
My voice.
Hey, say that again. So all right, you don't like your voice, right? So if I'm dating you, why the fuck should I like your voice if you don't like your voice? How am I like it? You got the answers, you tell me.
I don't know.
Right.
I feel like I've been there before. Listening to myself, and I'll be like, did I even sound right? But after a while, you just, I don't know. I feel like when you just said, Desmond, about it's just gonna come out. Because that's what happens. Like, even when you think you may not sound a certain way, what you're saying is resonating or hitting somebody. You better believe it.
Right.
Somebody is feeling what you're saying. You know what I mean? So you gotta keep on it. You'll feel better about that. That.
So I do want to say, Keana, I feel you. Everything is about listening to yourself and not like I feel you. I'm saying, like, you want to get another voice? You want to impersonate somebody else?
No.
Right. So what is it about your voice being raspy that you don't like?
Because it sounds like the regular Baltimore chick. It got all that volume behind it. It's just like, it's deep. It's like,
right. So how can you
it's not dainty at all. It's not girly at all. It just sounds like I like the
you though. It's you.
Right. So how can you turn that into a power instead of seeing it as a weakness? How can you turn that into a power for yourself?
I don't know. I just feel like
Right.
I don't want to view myself in a bad light, but I feel like I got this idea from how other people have viewed me and probably like internalized
Right.
a lot of what was said because of course I
Right.
was teased when I was younger, like, oh, you got deep voice, oh, you sound like a man. Like I am like not short, I'm kinda tall. So it's
Well,
like
okay. Okay.
I am gonna fight you if you say that, but that don't mean I'm just trying to fight, you know?
So may I say something? So every time you hear yourself, you think about what they said to you. You think about you, that little girl. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, every time I
Okay.
talk I think
Okay.
about it.
So you asked me not to sugarcoat, right?
All right.
Right. You're not that fucking little girl anymore. You're a
Nah,
grown
Mhm.
woman. You're not.
grown. Yep.
And until you recognize that you're not that little girl, you always want to make yourself a prisoner there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It make all the sense.
And I know that may. And I'm not. I'm saying this is simple. I'm saying it's not easy, but your biggest challenge is because you're judging yourself, and you've allowed those people to cast a spell on you and tell you how where your limit is. That's not. It's not real. They're not even here anymore. They ghosts, but you make them alive every time you speak. You like. I remember what they used to say. You keep them alive. Can't do that
I
to
love
yourself.
this shit. I really love this. This is crazy. I really love this. I did. You dropping some jewels right now, sir. I'll tell you
Well,
that.
Yeah.
and I'm
Look,
only and I'm one. Thank you for allowing me to have that conversation with you. But two,
absolutely.
like the self judgment. Like you, as long as you live, you want to judge yourself. But like if you already judging yourself and you believe all those things that they say about you, like yo, what's the point of living? Because you don't live for you. You living because every time somebody say something that you don't like, you carrying that.
Mm.
If I
All
say
right, we get ready to go in a
okay.
whole different light right
So
now.
let
You
me just
drop.
say this one thing, then
Go ahead.
I won't get deep anymore. I'm gonna say this, and it's the truth. So you're a pretty spiritual person. You believe in Jesus, right? So I'm gonna say they killed Jesus, and all he did was heal people. So what makes you any different?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So just think about that when you're judging yourself and you listen to people. They killed them, and all he did was heal people. They still
Right.
killed.
Helping people. That's for sure.
Thank you for
Well,
allowing me to say that to you, sister. Thank you.
No, I
absolutely.
appreciate it. I love tough love. Like I love quick get to it words. Like I don't need you to give me no whole spill about
Okay.
just tell me how it is. I appreciate it because I carried that for years. I do
Right.
carry that.
Okay.
And it's kinda like I'm gonna talk about me before you can like I'll own up
Right.
to it before you can
Right.
ever say it. But it
Right.
kind of now turns into like it's hindering me from being what I need to be because I'm allowing it to get to me.
So I like that you say that because my eye wanders, right? And I don't like it, fucking hate it. But I'm gonna talk about it first. So now even when you say it, it still sting, but don't sting as much. So you know your voice deep, you get up there, yo, my voice is real deep. I might sound more manly than some of you dudes out here. They laugh, you get a little more comfortable. It is what it is. Turn that shit into a power. Turn that shit into a strength.
Right. Because that's definitely a niche. That's your thing. It's you.
Right.
It's you.
Right. That don't make you less feminine. Why? Because some person told you that?
Mhm.
Don't let them have that power. I'm done. Don't let them have that power.
You got any more you want to share, Keana, before we get out of here, sir?
I always got bored. You know I always got something to say.
Oh, so come on. Give us some of that baritone and that deep voice. Let us hear it. Come on.
I love it. That's right.
Um I'm the big oh no, I'm gonna do this. I never did this before, but this old. But it's called crazy.
Okay.
So I've been staring at this blank page for an hour. My brain is moving a mile a minute. There's too many thoughts. I gotta figure out what to use and what to put a pin in. I kind of just want to scream, but it'll probably just cause another migraine. So I could just cut my wrist, but that's just too obvious to have to explain. I could just disappear, but then I would be clinking my kids right onto that broken people chain. If I jumped off a bridge and just ended all, then beating cancer would have just been for nothing. So I'm staring at this paper, pen in hand, tears so deep I can barely see. I just need a release. Who or what can take this weight off of me? This pain so deep, it's bigger than me. It's rooted so deep, you just gotta chop down the whole fucking tree. At this point, I'm just hoping this paper can hold me. I'm just hoping this paper just listen to me and don't judge me. Something has gotta come out. I've been holding on too long. Nothing else can fit in here. I'm just going to explode. Just take me out of here because I can't carry this on my poor soul. burdens don't seem all that heavy when you're not the one carrying the load. And it's not like I can just sit them down. I gotta dig a grave and bury them motherfuckers because this time it can't come back. This time it's over and it's over for good. So whatever I gotta do to get me free, however I gotta move to get this weight up off my back, I need to do that shit ASAP. Cause one more second, bruh, one more day, y'all gonna find a new definition of cray cray.
I like that. I like that.
I like that myself. That was good.
So yeah, I like that, man. I like that. So you talk about your Baltimore chick, your Baltimore voice. How can you personify that? That'll work.
I mean, I got a heavy accent. Like my Baltimore accent is so thick.
In that poem, you can make that real relatable.
Mm.
True.
Just find you. Don't try to sound like nobody else. Just sound like you.
Desmond,
Yeah, I do sound like me. I can't.
Desmond, do you have a background in counseling or anything like that?
No, I've been studying people since I've probably been like 15 years old. I've been reading self-help
Yeah, you
books.
should definitely do that.
I've been reading well, I'm a life coach, I can tell you that.
Okay.
But I've been reading self-help books since I've been 15, and the only reason because I want to make something float. I feel like if I read enough shit, I can make something float. And I ain't got there yet. So I'm still working on that. I haven't done it, but honestly, I've been pretty reading self-help or self-development books for a very long time. So I'm sorry that I can be overbearing with that sometimes. So I do apologize. I don't apologize that I do it. I just apologize that sometimes you might can't receive it. Let me say that. I don't know because that's who I am. So I'm sorry that you may can't receive it because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Hey, if you tell me shut up, then I'm gonna shut up. But that's just how I am.
Yeah, I love it though, man. You got a lot of wisdom and insight. I can tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody can just sit and talk to you for hours. I can
sit and talk to him. I said that at first. I could just sit and listen to him.
I try that. Y'all honor me. I appreciate that, man. But honestly, I want you to really just find you. Don't try to sound like anybody else. Just find what you want to sound like. And if they don't like it, fuck them.
As simple as that. As simple as that. Well, that fast, guys. That time has ran out. Desmond, I definitely gotta get you back on the show.
Okay, bro.
Keana is family, so she's always on here. But you family too now, bro. So you definitely gotta come back.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for allowing me to run my mouth and talk.
Absolutely, man. Let everybody know how they can follow you and keep up with
you. So if you do Facebook, I'm just Desmond Guy. If you do IG, it's Such Is Life. You also can follow me and my wife via Dear Black Men. Yeah, that's all I got for you, bro.
Keana, how can everybody follow you, Keana?
On Instagram, I'm the _ the goddess one. And Facebook I'm Keana Pretty.
Okay.
Keana Roy. Keana Pretty Roy. But
okay.
Yeah. Wait. I got an Instagram page set up just for my art, y'all. I paint, y'all. I'm a painter. It's called Pretty Casso Artist, right? I'm working on something right now. I just started this. Don't worry about Joker mouth. His mouth ugly. I got his teeth. Don't judge me though.
There you go.
There you go.
No, let me see that. Move your hand a little bit. Yeah.
It's ugly. I got add the teeth, y'all.
Sorry.
But I'm working on.
What does that mean? What is that?
What you judging it before we got a chance to judge it?
Right.
That's
I'm sorry. That's a defense mechanism. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's something I do. I do it with everything.
So can I ask a question? Why?
Because
why do you do that?
Because I don't want nobody getting in my business. Because I don't want y'all to think like I don't want nobody ever looking at me like I'm too kind.
You give what somebody think.
Can you read what I'm thinking right now?
No, but I don't want you to think.
It don't matter. Let that shit go. Let it go.
Right. Because you can't control that shit at all.
Right, let it go.
You can't.
You hindering yourself. You do know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I gotta work on my language. I definitely do. I gotta work on talking about like what's ugly and what's not. Because I do think the picture tough. Like I ain't gonna lie. I think it's tough. I think I'm about to start a series of half and half. All right, so you know they did the if y'all watch Batman and Joker, you know the storyline behind how Batman kind of it's a long story about how Joker released the gas and got Batman fucked up with the gas and all that, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole big shit about it. If you're in the Marvel comics and stuff, you know about it. But
That's
I
DC
got a
Comics,
dude.
actually.
I mean, sorry, not
That's
Marvel.
DC
I'm
Comics,
sorry,
actually.
the
That's my
DC
favorite
comics.
era.
My
That's
bad,
DC Comics. It's all good.
my
It's all
bad.
good.
Wrong one. But I think I'm gonna do a lot of a series of a lot of mashups. I'm gonna do a whole series of all DC ones, and then I'm gonna do a series of all like I might do Rogue and Storm.
Okay.
That might be a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm open for suggestions. But anyway, my Instagram page is pretty Picasso underscore artist. Pretty Picasso like Picasso, but instead I'm pretty.
I quote that. I quote that.
Love it. Love it.
I quote that.
Well, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. I
Absolutely.
definitely have to have y'all back. You know what I mean? This time went so fast. This was a really good show. Desmond, your personality is through the roof, man. You really, you know
Thank
what I
you,
mean?
brother.
You got something, bro. I'm
I've been
telling you.
working on that a long time. I've been working on that a long time. I've been
Yeah,
working
but
on
you
that a long
definitely
time.
got something, man. You definitely
Thank you,
got
brother.
something. And life coach and a motivator, I definitely see that all in you, man. I may be giving you a call my damn self sometimes.
Oh, you know, just talk to me.
Absolutely. Well, y'all stay in touch. Please follow these two people on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any other social media accounts that you can think of. Follow Desmond Guy and Keana Roy. I'll have them back on as soon as I can. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for coming on. Please be safe out here.
Thank you, brother.
Don't forget to announce your show this week. Your
Oh, yes. I am so sorry. Yes, Saturday, June 26th, we have a social networking event at Security Square Mall.
Yeah, I did see that.
The name up. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
mess
gonna
up
be
the name
there.
of that restaurant. It's called Azer Kabib. But follow my Facebook and Instagram page. The address on there. I'll be sharing a flyer from now until Saturday. It's from 5 to 7 mall. Any poets, any vendors, you have to get to because the space for the vendors is really running out. Admission is $30. And it's all you can eat. Come and listen to some good poetry, some good music. It's eat until you bust, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Eat. All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys for coming on. I'll see y'all next. Safe out here. All right.
We stayed in the streets all night long. Without a care in the world. Back then you wrote a letter if you like a girl. Hey, I like you. Do you like me too? Just answer the question. Yes, no, maybe so. When you had no dough, there were lawns to mow. House parties till her mother crashed it. And when she left, right back at it. That may have been static when you